Well, hello there. How are you fine fellers? It's a pleasure to see you. It is so nice to see my friends. Let me ask you, if you have children, are they asleep? Are they out of earshot? Because it's been a while. And you know I need to motherfucking unleash, okay? It's been 7 fucking weeks since I seen you motherfuckers. Over 7 weeks. I mean, fuck. We're at week 7 in the NFL and y'all haven't gotten a single fucking video from me. Sorry, guys. Fucking life happens, right? Fucking trying to move 3,000 miles across the country apparently is not as easy as they make it seem in movies. I am finding that out the hard way. However, I appreciate your patience. I will reward you greatly next year. I have some high hopes and high plans. As long as we can get all situated and settled and everything, maybe I'll be able to come back with weekly videos of a higher caliber since I'll have a little bit better spacing up there as well. But I digress. Let's talk about some shit that has gone on in the first half of our year. Let's recap some things. I'm not going to go through everything, of course. There's no point in doing that. You can look at the fucking app. Hopefully you're liking Sleeper. I still love it. I like having all my leagues on one platform and makes it a lot easier when you have multiple leagues that you're playing. So I don't mind the changeover, but let us know your thoughts. All right? So let's get into it. I think that we should just start with the current standings, right? So we went from 4 divisions to 3 divisions. The reason being is that it allows us all to play our division mates twice and then play everybody else once. And then it's even. There's no extra game, no crazy bullshit that we have to deal with that makes it a nightmare for fucking scheduling. Just straight up, we're good. So 14 games, we're at the halfway point. And to start off with, I'll start off with the good news first, okay? The divisions are very competitive. Okay, so everybody is still in it halfway through, even at 1-6 and 2-5, with Sam and Alex bringing up the rear surprisingly, which we'll get to in a little bit. They're still very much in it. They could sneak in. Remember, 7 teams get in. Over 50% of the league gets into the playoffs. You just have to get in and get lucky. Make moves. Okay. Anyway, let's get to it. At our top tier division, the champs division, right now I still have the lead. It's only by a game. I am 4-3. I took some lumps and decided to make some early moves. Might have cost me a game or two. I'll blame it on that instead of my fucking lineup decisions, right? But goddamn, it's been a little bit of an up and down roller coaster for me. Started with 3 wins, then I went 3 straight losses, and then I just won last week. So we'll see what trend keeps going. I am hoping, of course, for a late season boom. I'm trying to go back to back. I'm trying to be aggressive. Obviously, everybody is trying to win. Only 1 out of 12 of us is going to. So just trying to increase my chances. I encourage you all to do the same because shit is crazy in the NFL. I might have made all these moves and I could go and lose the rest of the games this year. Who the fuck knows? Because shit is fucking crazy this year. There's no rhyme or reason to what is going on. It really, really is something that I feel like we say every year this hasn't happened before, but really it hasn't happened to this degree where it feels like it's so variable week in and week out. Where 1 week in 1 year you have Sam Darnold who it's fucking seeing ghosts, and now he's making other teams see ghosts. You know what I'm saying? So I have some good names. I feel confident in my team. I like my team, but that don't mean shit. That don't mean shit this year. I would not be surprised if the winning roster has some players on their roster that nobody drafted to start the year. That's how it always is. So moving on, Manny is 3-4. He is still very much in the division race. Obviously, he didn't start as strong as he normally does. However, all he needs to do is get in, and he knows how to finish. So he started his year off with a win, a loss, a win. Then he had 3 straight losses, and then he just won last week. So we'll see how that goes as well. Manny, again, making this division tough. Me, Manny, Sahid, and Sam. Sahid is next up. He is 3-4, along with Manny. They're both tied. I believe the difference is the head-to-head. I think Manny holds that from a week 3 game, I believe. But anyway, Sahid started off with a loss, then a win, then a loss, 2 wins, 2 losses. So that's where he's currently at. He's on a 2-game skid. He is trying to turn that around. I am sure Saeed will be making some moves in the coming weeks. Keep in mind, trade deadline is approaching. Our trade deadline, I forget exactly when it is, but it is, I believe, in the first or second week of November. Double check. It is in the app. Again, look under settings. If you have any issues, hit me up. I'll look it up. I just don't have a way to right now. Last in the division right now, my boy Sam. I love you, brother, but damn, you just had some bad luck, man. And I'm going to get to that luck in a little bit. We're, of course, going to go over some stats. Sam's 1-6. He's in last place right now. I know how Sam is, though. He's going to find some way to hopefully at least be in contention to not be in last place. He's going to have a chance here. He's only a couple of games out from really being in the thick of the wild card race anyway. And he's on a hot streak. He won his last week's game. He started 0-6, 6 straight losses. He just won his first game. Definitely glad to see that. We don't want anybody to go winless, but we know Sam is not going to go winless anyway. He's going to make something of this. Next up in our second tier division, Joel and Gus are at 5-2. They started a hot 3 straight wins. Then they had their first loss, then 2 wins and a loss. So they did lose last week, which does put them tied for the best record in the league when they had a chance to have it, sole possession of it. But alas, at 5-2, they are doing pretty damn good, and they have a damn squad, especially once Nico comes back. Which I will say, I was first on the fucking Nico train. God damn it, I had him when he was a fucking rookie. I had him the second year. He hadn't broken out. I believed in that motherfucker first. Check the fucking tape. All right. I don't know if there's any fucking tape of it. If I had my camera on, then you would have seen my ass on the fucking shitter, taking a shit. Just trying to get a Taco Bell and the demons out. You know what I'm saying? I digress. Hector, 5-2, second place. Great record. Again, Hector has always had a strong squad, scoring with the best of them, doing it a little bit different this year. He had a win, then a loss, then he had 3 wins, a loss, and a win. He won last week. He is also looking to see if he can take that division and get himself in the mix for some home field advantage. All right. Kyle, having a tough start to his year, but still in the thick of things. He's at 3-4. He's a game back of being 500. He has actually had the funniest one when I looked at it. He can't get a streak going one way or the other. The good news is he doesn't lose 2 in a row. The bad news is he doesn't win 2 in a row. Loss, win, loss, win, loss, win, loss. So the bad news is he lost last week. The good news is he's probably going to win this week. So whoever he plays, bad news for you. All right, it's probably the writing's on the wall. It's just been foretold by the fantasy gods. Speaking of fantasy gods, they don't like Alex very much this year. But he is normally a scrapper. He's normally clawing to get in, just kind of how he is. I think that he looks for those late season pushes as well, not really caring about what his record is. He's just trying to get into the big dance. Not to say he wants a 2-5 record, but I'm sure he's not panicking either. He's going to make some moves, whatever he can do. He also is probably going to believe in some of his guys to make a push, especially when you consider the fact that Tua's been, the Tua effect, when you look at how wide of a range that Tua effect has. I mean, it's beyond just his own team. Look at how other teams are playing the Dolphins. Tua being out, I think, has completely reshaped how people think of Tua, where, yeah, we make fun of his arm strength, we make fun of him being a head case because of how many concussions he got. But he's a goddamn good quarterback. He's accurate. He definitely is kind of like a left-handed Drew Brees. I wouldn't put him on that pedestal yet, but look at the fucking difference, man. He can run that offense when he's in there and when he's healthy. Yeah, it's not always consistent. I mean, he doesn't end the year very well. He can't play in the cold. I mean, I get all of that. But, I mean, look at what he's doing and the difference in his own teammates. Waddle, Tyreek. I mean, these are superstar guys. Fast as fuck players, the fastest guys on the field. Can't even get close to the end zone. Can't even get targets. I mean, they can't get anything. Can't get looks. Achane, can't get anything. Mostert, nothing. I mean, they can't do anything. Then the other teams, they're not really doing anything except just running the ball and just trying to play, low ball, low risk. They know that they don't have to really try too much to beat the Dolphins when they don't have any firepower. So they're not even really trying to. And anytime you play the Dolphins, you look at it. I think the Dolphins are number 1 against quarterbacks. it's not because they're great again. They're playing great defense. It's because the quarterbacks don't have to pass. So those effects, again, and then you look at the NFL and then look at the effect it has on Alex and his team. I mean, it's just because Tua is his blood brother and because he loves Tua so much and jerks off to him frequently, they have a bond. So as Tua has gone, so has Alex. Okay, so as Tua comes back, I'm sure Alex is gonna, be raring to go. He's gonna go from 6 to midnight real quick, and he's gonna be ready to fuck some shit up. All right, so y'all better watch the fuck out. Hopefully it doesn't start this week, because I play his ass this week. All right, and our puppies division, the last one, Jeff is not only leading the puppies division, he is the top team in the league. 5-2, but owns some tiebreakers, mostly from scoring right now, because not everybody's played each other. He went win, loss. What did I write there? I can't read my own fucking handwriting. Oh yeah, win, loss, 4 wins. Thought that 4 was an L at first. A win, loss, 4 wins in a row and a loss. He is 5-2. By the way, Alex had 4 losses, a win, loss, win. I didn't go over that, but Jeff had 4 wins in a row. And again, nobody has really any longer streaks than 4, except for the first 6 losses of Sam's year. Carlos is second in his division. He started off with 2 losses. He ran off 4 straight wins to match Jeff there, and he is only a game back. He did lose last week, so did Jeff, but he is 1 game back from being in the division lead. Luis Ramos, he is back and he is doing awesome. 4-3. He started loss, win, loss, win, loss, and then 2 wins. So he's trying to make that 3 in a row this week. And my boy Lewis, hey, tell you what, Lewis is not scoring much, but he's got 3 wins. And at 3-4, this beats some of the other years Lewis has had. I do think Lewis needs to make some moves. I'm going to get to why in just a bit. In fact, how about right fucking now? Because I'm going to get to the power rankings. Now, I'm calling these power rankings. What I'm really doing is calling this the top scoring teams, because that's the aim of the game. You can't control what is scored against you. You can't play fantasy defense. You can't prevent your opponent from scoring points, right? But you can control the offense, and that's what you're trying to do, score points no matter what. So that's what I'm calling the power rankings, and that's what I've done in the past, and I'm going to go over these numbers now. Remember, we have a reward. I think it's $40 for the first half of the year, which is now, for the top scoring team, and then we will also compare that to the second half scoring. There will be another reward for that. Carlos actually gets it. He has scored 988 points, 12 shy of 1,000 for the year so far. He's averaging 141 points per game. So he takes the cake there. Great job, Carlos. I think he also had this at this point last year. So Carlos is drafting well. He took our criticism to heart. Now he just needs to take some criticism to heart and start making some moves, get some trades going, man. I know that it's kind of cliche and we joke around about it, and you have a good team, but you always got to improve. Just because you're good now doesn't mean you're going to be good in 7 weeks down the line. So just food for thought. Jeff, second on the power and scoring rankings at 979 points, scoring just under 140 a game, 139.96. I am third. I've scored 950 points. Then Joel and Gus at 936, Luis Ramos 907, Manny at 904, and really 905. But it's kind of a tale of 2 halves of our league. The top 6 scorers have scored over 900 points, which is basically 128.5 points a game, 129 points a game if you want to be in the top half of scoring, which of course you want. Everybody else was under that. Okay, Sahid is the first one, is the 7th. He's the first one under 900, 862. He's scoring 123 a game. He also has a 3-4 record. So again, take this information, use it. It's there in the app, but I'm just summarizing it for you with my pretty fucking face, okay? So enjoy this pretty fucking face, all right? And enjoy the fact that I have a shirt on. Enjoy that I have any clothes on. For all you know, I might just have a shirt on. Well, I guess you saw me walk up. I can't really lie to you and say that I have my pants down. But maybe I pulled them down while I'm actually talking to you and I got my cock in my hand. You never know. Anyway, I think I've gotten off the subject. What were we talking about? Fantasy football. That's right. I digress. Sahid, 862, scoring 123 a game. Hector, 855.88. Alex is at 825. Sam at 820. Sam is at 1-6, but he's not the lowest scoring team. Kyle is at 806, and Lewis is at 721. That's right. Now Lewis has normally been one of the lowest scoring teams in our league year over year, and that's not a cut. I mean, everybody goes off of what they think is right. It's not like Lewis is coming into this year and like, hey, I want to fucking suck again. How do I fucking suck? I'm going to make some really bad moves. Obviously, he believes in the players and his own, however he researches or whatever. Well, he needs to fucking change it. All right, just bottom line, he just needs to make a fucking change. He needs to find out what is causing him to score lower points and do the fucking opposite. So that's what I would do. Now he still has a chance. He's 3-4, but he's got a team that's not scoring well. So he's gotten lucky. Let's just call it what it is. He's scoring 103 points a game. The next lowest scoring team is scoring 115, so it ain't going to cut it. So he's going to have to make some moves. And what I recommend is the lower scoring teams. Again, that was Lewis, Kyle, Sam, Alex, Hector, Sahid. Some of y'all have made moves, but the highest scoring teams also need to make moves as well. They need to improve. They need to prepare. They have the luxury of waiting for players that might be injured or coming back from suspension or something like that. That the lower scoring teams or the lower record teams don't have the luxury of, and they need to do everything they can to win right away. So look for those opportunities, because the next thing you want to take into account is, how good is my team really? I'm scoring a lot of points, or I'm not scoring a lot of points, or I have a good record, I don't have a good record. Well, this is where points allowed comes into play. Like I said, you don't have control over how much points are scored against you. You just fucking don't, okay? You cannot stop my team from scoring more points against you. You just can't, do any hex bullshit. I know that Jeff probably has some New Orleans voodoo dolls, but all that does is tickle my nuts. It doesn't fucking actually do anything, okay? So the only thing that you can use this for is to tell yourself a story of if your record is legit or if you are just lucky or unlucky, okay? So the top 3 teams that have the most points scored against them, unsurprisingly, Sam, 1-6, okay? He's 1-6. He is the only team to have 1,032 points scored. The only team over 1,000 points, okay? Remember, the highest scoring team is Carlos so far at 988. Okay, so take 12, so 44 more points. He's going against 147 a game, and he's only scoring 117 a game. So he's got to make some changes, but he doesn't have to panic. He doesn't have to do a fire sale necessarily. He has to make some improvements for sure. But is it likely that he's going to be the most unlucky manager for the whole rest of the year? I mean, probably not. He's just gotten unlucky so far. It should regress towards the mean some. So he might not have to take too much chances, but he's going to have to make some moves, okay? Alex, next up, 948. Again, Alex is just scoring above Sam. It's about the same, 117, 118 a game. He's going against 135. Again, he's got to make some moves, but he's not that far away. A player or two away, maybe, from being back in contention and scoring with the league average, okay? Sahid, again, 940. Points against, that's 134. That's a little bit more in line with average. Now the bottom ones. What does the bottom of the points allowed tell you? It tells you if you have a good record, well, you might have just been getting lucky. And if you're not scoring a lot of points, you might need to make some fucking moves. Joel and Gus, you have 776 points scored against you. Again, if we had taken points against and points scored all together at 1, Lewis and the points scored against Joel and Gus would be the only ones under 800. Okay, so they are going against, on average, 110 points a game. They are tied for the best record in the league. So they can't rest on their laurels. They need to make sure they're making some moves, because who knows if that's going to continue. They are among the top scorers, so it's not saying they need to go crazy, but they probably need to make a strategic move or two. All right, Kyle, this is a little different. Kyle is going against 115 a game. So it's basically saying, well, Kyle is the second lowest scoring team, and he's the second most lucky team. So he needs to make some moves to improve his team, because the wins that he has are basically saying you're getting probably a little bit more lucky than your team is good. So you got to make some moves. But again, are you going to stay that lucky? Probably not. So you might need to make some additional moves to prepare for the onslaught of maybe going against some higher scores as the year goes on. And then last but not least, Carlos. He's the highest scoring team, but he is facing the third least points. He's going against 117 on average, but he's scoring 141. What does he take from that? Basically that you might not be that lucky the second half of the year. Make some moves. All right? Again, make some moves, do some things. It doesn't have to be a blockbuster, it doesn't have to be crazy. It might just be somebody for your fourth flex that can get you a solid amount of points. All right? Flashy doesn't always win championships. Points win championships. Follow the points. Follow the opportunities for points. All right? Follow what drives that. Do some research. Listen to some podcasts. If you drive to work, I don't know what y'all's day is like. Maybe listen to some shit every now and then if you get the chance. If you don't, I get it. It's just a hobby. You don't have to put too much into it. It's meant to be a plus for your life. But hey, it's football. We're gonna follow it, right? Might as well follow it in, a different way if you can use that to win and have some bragging rights against the rest of you motherfuckers, like I plan to do when I go back to back on your motherfucking ass. All right. Speaking of which, let's take a look at the current standings with the seedings and the playoffs. All right. Right now, Jeff is number 1, and he has the bye. Again, everybody has not played each other yet. We have a whole another round of division games to go, and everybody still needs to play the other divisions in full. So this is all going to change most likely. But as of right now, Jeff has the 1 seed. The 2 is Joel and Gus. They would play Manny, who has the 7 seed. Manny is the last team in. I have the 3 seed, and I would be playing Luis Ramos. He is the 6. And then the 4 seed would be the top wild card, which is Hector, versus Carlos, who would be number 5. First team out is Sahid. He is number 8 seed. Kyle is 9. Lewis is the 10 seed right now. Alex is 11. And Sam is the 12 seed. So, basically, take this information, guys, and do what you want with it. If you just want to say, fuck it, I don't give a shit, I'm just going to mail it in for the rest of the year, that doesn't sound like someone who is in the best league, in my opinion, of all time. That sounds like someone who has lost their hope, lost their faith in the fantasy football gods. Find your way back again, okay? Bow down to the statue of LaDainian Tomlinson and say your Hail CDs and Jesus's and all that. All right, do what you need to do to get some good luck going, but make sure you're enjoying it, guys. This is all for fun. Even if you're losing, it's just another way to follow football. Follow some of the best players in the game, see what the trends are, follow stats, find out who's going to end up being in the Hall of Fame because of all these stats they're racking up. I love seeing this stuff. You know what I mean? Last but not least, Dynasty Belt update. Manny did beat Joel and Gus this past week. So therefore, Manny has control of the belt, which I am very happy about, because if not, the only way that anybody else had a chance would be in the playoffs. And when I say anybody else, I selfishly mean me, because I want another chance at the fucking belt. All right? It belongs with Daddy, okay? Yes, it is my son. It calls me Daddy. That is my fucking belt. God damn it. Anyway, I digress. Yet again, you motherfuckers are distracting me. Manny has the Dynasty belt. He still has a couple of division games against Sahid and myself coming up, and depending on how that all goes, the Dynasty belt might be owned and finished by the end of the regular season, or it might still be in play in the playoffs. So we will see. As far as any other videos, I'll do my best, guys. I can't do it every week. I definitely can't. I'll probably do another video approaching the playoffs, or maybe in between the end of the regular season, start of our playoffs. I won't be able to go through all the, what ifs and all that. If I find some things, I'll put it in the group chat so everybody kind of knows, and I'll do what I can there. But hope you all enjoy. I love you motherfuckers. I hope you all enjoy the fall weather that's coming. Hope everybody made it through the storm safe. Hopefully we have no more fucking hurricanes. And still, no matter what, go Bucks. Fuck the Saints. Jeff, I love you, but I had to say fuck the Saints. But, still. I'll hug you again. You don't smell as bad as New Orleans. You have a little bit fresher of a scent to you, so I'll at least give you that. But all right. Peace, bitches.